all-knowing and all-powerful, starting with the elderly wolf uncle chapter 117. But not at all, Barry. Aaron couldn't help but roar low in his heart. Since he started chasing this guy, the distance between them has not even changed a minute. Then the facts speak for themselves. In terms of speed, the opponent is stronger than himself. Deliberately maintaining a distance, all to tease yourself. Damn it, who are you, Barry? After Alan made such a discovery, the emotions in his heart became more and more urgent. You know, when he just obtained the divine speed power, he can feel that he has become the fastest person in the world. However, the guy with the blue divine speed power who suddenly appeared actually hit himself in the face. And at the end of the day, Barry, Alan is just a young man who has just graduated and entered society. When I found such a situation, I naturally felt that I did not admit defeat. And, even without talking about it, as a police worker, Barry, nor does Aaron intend to spare the perpetrator who caused an explosion in the city and caused panic. Even if there is no flash, then the 2 bombs that the other party placed in the city today are not as simple as just causing panic. It can directly lead to the death of hundreds of thousands of people. Unforgivable. Barry. The more Aaron thought about it, the more angry he felt, and suddenly, the shining golden arc on his body became denser and denser. The speed under your feet began to gradually increase. Because of his mood at the moment, he broke through a bottleneck. Phew. The 2 streams turned into 2 streams, dragging out 2 rapid trajectories, like 2 meteors, speeding between the streets and alleys of the central city, and between various roads. The surrounding past, in their eyes, has become a blur that is not clear at all, with different color blocks, and continues to recede at an unimaginable speed. Barry, who burst out, Alan, also in this process, began to gradually close the distance with the speedster. However, right at this time, the speedster who was running in front suddenly turned around and smiled. Didn't speak, but this smile is full of contempt. Barry, seeing this, Alan couldn't help but frown, and suddenly felt wrong. Really, just as the 2 sides chased each other to the edge of the city, the speedster who had been running in front actually accelerated again. The dense blue arc wrapped around his body became more and more dazzling at this time. The blue trail dragged behind him became more and more dazzling. Phew. The speedster began to turn direction and run towards the suburbs outside the central city. At the same time, the distance between him and the Flash has been widened again. Damn it, Barry. Seeing this, Alan couldn't help cursing, quickly gritted his teeth to maintain his speed madly, and chased after the other party. After opening the distance, the Swift once again maintained the distance between himself and the Flash within a fixed range 0. He was really playing on the Flash and deliberately provoking him. You stop me. When coming to the suburban trail lined with farmland, Barry, Aaron couldn't help but roar. Outcome. The next moment, the speedster who was running in front actually slowed down suddenly and stopped. Rumble. As he forcibly stopped, the air in front of him was actually blasted out with a violent explosion at this time. Even the ground, unable to withstand it, collapsed into a deep pit with a diameter of hundreds of meters, and the dust flew up. Huh. Seeing this, the Flash snorted suspiciously, and then forcibly stopped his figure. Rumble. The same bang, the same dust mist. At this moment, behind them, the fierce wind brought by the running finally caught up, directly blowing away all the dust that permeated the air. Barry, Aaron looked at the person in front of him with serious eyes. And the Swift one also slowly turned around. The twin hair stood up and confronted. You are a special person, I can feel it. Just when we were chasing, you broke through the limit several times. The speed starts to get faster. Then, the speedster spoke, and although the mask couldn't see his face clearly, he could hear the smile in his words. That's why I've been playing with you for so long. Just to see how far you can break through. Quote. But it's a pity, after chasing for so long and improving so many times, your speed is still too slow for me. Saying that, the speedster shook his head with a slight disappointment. Why are you blowing up the streets? Barry, Aaron paused when he heard this, and did not dwell on the question of speed, but wanted to know the reason for the other party's crime. You should know very well in your heart, just to lure you out. And then, the speedster tilted his head, deprive you of your divine speed. Quote. Is it because of this that you put so many people's lives in danger? Barry, Allenton was angry. The other party was completely a guy who regarded human life as a mustard. The golden electric arc on the body suddenly shone dazzlingly, and the figure burst out with terrifying speed, and suddenly rushed towards the other party. Phew. Huh. The speedster hunter on the opposite side also chuckled, and the blue arc on his body jumped, and the same flash disappeared in place. Wahoo-hoo, one by one. The brilliant brilliance of gold and blue was suddenly intertwined. Constant spinning, sublimation. The 2 of them burst out at extraordinary speed in a very small range, chasing madly. The air in a radius of thousands of meters was induced by the 2 of them spinning and chasing among the rice fields, and began to converge towards them, forming a tornado exuding terrifying power. The crops in the surrounding rice fields were also uprooted by the fierce wind and floated towards the tornado. However, whether it's a long-distance chase or a very small range of confrontations. Barry. In any case, Alan is only a little bit behind, but he can't touch the other party. This actually means that there is a huge gap between the 2 sides. The speed breaker is completely teasing him. Damn it, Barry. The 2.2 irritation in Alan's heart is getting heavier and heavier. And yet, at this time, a white light flashed in the sky. Rumble. Barry running at high speed. Alan suddenly felt an oncoming gust of wind, directly knocking him out. What is that? Hunter the speedster turned to see Barry. Aaron was shocked by a white light. How can there be a speed in this world that I can't see clearly? He didn't see clearly what that white light was. Yet the next second, as the speed breaker turns his head back, the shock in my heart suddenly turned into panic. First chapter, previous chapter 117, 186, next chapter, bottom table of contents.